People who have had COVID-19 can get long COVID, even if they had no symptoms or only mild symptoms during the infection. You're more likely to get long COVID if you had to go to the hospital because of COVID-19, if you did not get the COVID vaccine, if you have a disability, or if you have a long-term health condition.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sign1News. I'm Sign1News anchor, Christopher D. Johnson. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. The brutal beating and death of Tyre Nichols continues to have ripple effects in Memphis. In addition to the 5 police officers charged with second-degree murder, Officer Preston Hemphill has now been relieved of duty. In the video released by authorities, Hemphill can be seen firing his taser at Nichols during the initial traffic stop on January 7th. After Nichols takes off running, with other officers chasing him, Hemphill is heard on his body cam saying, quote, "I hope they stomp his ass." He has not been charged with second-degree murder like the 5 former officers. His lawyer says Hemphill never went to the second scene where the beating occurred, and that he is cooperating with the investigation. Also, the Memphis Fire Department has fired 3 first responders who were there on the scene where Nichols was beaten to death by police. They arrived at the initial scene where Nichols was pulled over, responding to a pepper spray call. Then, 5 minutes later, they made it to the second scene, where Nichols was handcuffed on the ground and leaning against a police vehicle. Fire department officials say the first responders failed to conduct an adequate patient assessment of Nichols. Instead, they responded based on the initial pepper spray call and information they were told on the scene. They requested an ambulance, which arrived 14 minutes after the first responders arrived. Violent videos, like the one of the arrest of Tyre Nichols, are difficult to watch, but they may also be hard to avoid. Health experts say, here are some ways to cope with the feelings these types of videos may bring, and how to talk to children about it. Number 1, talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Number 2, listen to yourself and know your limits. You know your past. You know your triggers. So that might mean don't watch the video at all. Number 3, practice self-care. Take some time for yourself. Number 4, If the feelings get overwhelming, reach out to a therapist or doctor about the best ways to get you the help you need. And number 5, when it comes to your children, listen to them. Have an open and honest conversation about what happened and validate their feelings. Students are back in class at Rich Neck Elementary School. They returned to class for the first time since a 6-year-old student allegedly shot his first-grade teacher inside a classroom a month ago. According to police, 25-year-old Abby Zwerner was critically injured when the bullet was shot through her hand and into her chest. She has since been released from the hospital. Students now have several new safety rules in place, like using clear backpacks, limiting visitors, and 2 metal detectors. History will be made twice at the Super Bowl this year. For the first time in NFL history, 2 black quarterbacks will be leading their teams in the big game. Patrick Mahomes will lead the Kansas City Chiefs. And Jalen Hurts will lead the Philadelphia Eagles. When the Eagles and the Chiefs take the field, 2 black quarterbacks will be leading their teams. That's the first time that's happened in NFL history. Mahomes is already the 3rd black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He won in 2020. If the Chiefs win this year, Mahomes will be the first black quarterback in NFL history to win multiple Super Bowls. And if Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts wins, he'll become the 4th black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And there is more. Chiefs player Travis Kelce and Eagles player Jason Kelce will become the first brothers to play each other in a Super Bowl. The Chiefs and Eagles face off in the big game on February 12th at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. There is controversy brewing in New York City over facial recognition technology being used to ban people from entering venues. The company that owns Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall, and other famous entertainment venues wants all lawyers who work at firms representing a client suing them to be banned. In fact, this man, Benjamin Noren, was not permitted into Madison Square Garden last fall when his face was recognized. He works for a law firm representing ticket brokers in a lawsuit against Madison Square Garden Entertainment. All 60 lawyers at his firm are also banned until the lawsuit is resolved. New York's Attorney General believes the company may be violating state and city laws. But Madison Square Garden emphasized it's a private business and in compliance with all laws. You wouldn't normally see pictures of Mars and think cuddly stuffed animal. But the latest photo of the red planet's surface might give you that feeling. Take a look. People are saying this rock formation looks like the face of a teddy bear. The photo was taken in December by the high-res camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. You can see a big circle, two holes that look like eyes, and rocks that look like a teddy bear nose and mouth. Well, the circle that makes the bear's head was actually a surface fracture that stretches nearly 1.5 miles. The eyes are formed by two craters, and the snout is a collapsed structure, possibly a volcanic or mud vent. Cute. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and many people buy chocolate for their sweetheart. Now, a new study shows the scientific reason why we love chocolate so much. Researchers in the UK built a 3D model of a human tongue. And used it to discover more about the tasting experience of dark chocolate. First, chocolate comes in contact with a person's tongue and hits their taste buds. Next, the chocolate starts to melt and becomes silky smooth as the fat dissolves. Finally, saliva mixes with the solid cocoa particles and breaks it down to sugar crystals. That's when people get a rush of happy boosting chemicals in their body. Wow, interesting. But did you know not everyone loves chocolate? Sign1News' CEO doesn't care for chocolate at all. And one of our most loyal Sign1News viewers agrees. Katie Kelly posted this comment on our Facebook page. She says, "Don't like chocolate unless it's mixed with peanut butter. Otherwise, as for me, I do like chocolate desserts every now and again. Maybe a little chocolate drizzled on the side just for that little taste. I like that." And that's it. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. You can also watch on your laptop, television, or iPad through Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku. Take care.